Welcome guys. So we're going to be taking a look at keyword arguments in this video, and I have a file already created which is KWARGS, which stands for keyword arguments, and you can go ahead and then create your own file, whatever you want to call it. You can call that, okay? But because we're taking a look at keyword arguments, I just decided to create that right there. And what I want to do right here, I want us to use a scenario where we would like to actually print a user's info which can actually have variable key value pairs. And to do that, I'm going to just, of course, we're still working with functions. I want to define a function right here, so I'm going to just do def, and then we can go ahead and then name our function, which I'm going to basically call print user underscore info right there. Okay, so that's just the function name. And then of course it's actually going to need an argument, and just because we are just working with keyword arguments, we're basically going to pass in like two things in here, and it's basically going to be just like key value pairs like I mentioned. So for that reason, I'm going to just enter asterisk, and then we can actually name the argument. I'm going to just call this KWARGS like that, which is keyword arguments. Okay, that's just what I'm abbreviating that to. If you want to change this, you can actually change it to whatever you want, but do remember to use it at a later time. Okay, so I'm going to enter my colons right there, and then on the next line I'm going to use a loop right here. So let me just put a comment and just say loop. And to do that, it's really very simple. What we want to do right now, I want to tab this over to this place, and I'm going to just do this is going to be for key. First of all, we're going to have to grab onto our key, and I'm going to just say value right here. Okay, that's going to be the next thing in this particular thing that we have in here, which is key value, a keyword argument right here. Okay, so basically grabbing that from that particular place. So I'm going to copy that and then put that right here. Okay, and we're going to do dot item. There's a method called the item that we can actually use from that of the Python, and we can go ahead and then introduce our colon right here. Then down here, what we want to do right now is to be able to print out this key value pairs. Okay, and if you want to do that, it's really very simple. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just do print right here. And what I want to do with this print, first of all, I want to go ahead and let me just enter F right here, which is just for the string literal, which is actually gonna be able to allow us be able to dynamically pick values, okay, as we are going to see below. So I'm going to just throw in my quotation right here, and what I want to do right here is just say I'm going to just do key. We have that up there, which is this right here. I'm going to just basically do key right here, and then when you get out of this place, I want to throw in my colons, and then I want to bring in our value. So I'm going to just do this and just say value. And with that being said, what this means is that if we get down right here and we try to print this out, I'm going to just, let's make sure type this over. This is going to be print. And what I want to do with this print right now is, okay, first of all, let me just call the function first of all. And to do that is actually called a print underscore. Let's make sure this is actually called underscore user info. And this is basically the function that we have up here. I want to call that right now. And then to do it, I want to supply the values right now. The first one I want to supply is going to be the key. And I'm going to go with, after that, I'm going to actually go ahead and then bring in the values in there. Okay, so to do it is really very simple. In here, we're going to just say name, and we can go ahead and then set that to be equal to, let's say this person's name is actually going to be something like Eze. Okay, so that becomes the person's name, and we can get out of that and then supply another value right now, which is basically, let's say this person's age is actually going to be something like, let's say the person is actually 30 years. And this doesn't actually need quotation, guys. So let's just do something like 30 years right here. This is going to be 30, introduce a comma, and then the last thing, maybe the person's a city. So we can basically just go ahead and then just do city right here. Okay, so this is going to be city, and let's say that, no, this shouldn't be this way. We're going to just do city this way, and we can go ahead and then set that to, maybe the person is actually from Wonderland. So we can just say Wonderland, just like that. All right guys, so we have that right there. So if we save the changes right now, and let's try to run this code. So if I right click on this, and I will go ahead and then, let's say we're going to run this locally by clicking on this run keyword. And then if you take a look down here, you're going to see that the result, it kind of shows up. You see that the person's name is right here. The age is also there. And then the city that the person is actually living in is actually right there. Okay, very simple, right? All right, so if you need more explanation, what we did is basically we created a function right here called a print underscore user underscore info. And because we're going to need to supply multiple key value pairs, we enter the asterisk, and then we name that to be keyword arguments, okay, which I abbreviated to KWARGS right there. And then down here, we decided to loop through that keywords right there, okay, and then we use the method that is actually called items to loop through it. and then down here we printed the key and then the value right here. Okay, so we have the key in here, and then we'll have the value here, and then we passed in this string literal right here, so that it can actually enable us be able to basically allow us to dynamically pick these values right here. Okay, and this one also, and then this particular one, which is Wonderland right here. Okay, so we dynamically will be able to like replace the key value, the key with name, and then we are replacing. So right here we are able to like dynamically select the name right here, which stands for something like key right here, and then this is the value right here. Okay, so this one is also the key, and this is the value. So this is the key, and this is the value right here. Okay, so the values are coming out through here, and then the key is actually coming here. So without this, we won't be able to like dynamically pick all of these things that we picked right here. All right, so and this is just the basics. If you are maybe you are using something like a form to be able to collect users information, you can collect their name, their age, and then the city that they live in. You are basically going to follow this type of a format to be able to do that. Okay, but what we are statically typing this. Of course, if you want to change this right now, we can change the person's name, change the person's age, and then do whatever we want to do. But if you are using a form, you are going to just fill the form and then hit maybe on submit, and then this thing is actually going to take place. Okay, so I'm just trying to set you up for one of the things that you're actually going to encounter in the future. So this is how to just like statically type them, but this is just like an eye opener to what is possible for you in the future. So that is just it about keyword arguments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.